So like I said, this is a biopharmaceutical company, which the medicine that this company makes is different from chemical-based medicine, as biomedicine needs to grow and cultivate in a living organism. So what they do here is they take a bacteria called E. coli and also the ovaries of Chinese hamsters, and they basically put it in an environment that is very good for the cells to cultivate, and they basically just let those cells cultivate into the drugs that then turn into finished products at this company. But that's just a very small window into what actually happens in this company. If I want to know more about it, I have to ask some questions. In order to get a better understanding of the different operations that go on at Puyesh Daru, I had to ask some questions from Dr. Saeed Azadi, the manager of the Research and Development Department of Puyesh Daru. So, Doctor, can you tell me a little bit about the different operations that go on here and the type of medicine that you make here?
شرکت فرآورده‌های پویش دارو در سال 1376 در مرکز رشد فناوری‌های دارویی در دانشگاه علوم پزشکی تهران تأسیس شده. عمده فعالیت این شرکت متمرکز بوده بر تولید فرآورده‌های پروتئینی نوترکیب. یعنی در واقع ماده مؤثره دارویی این فرآورده‌ها برای اولین بار در شرکت پویش دارو تولید شده.
Okay, so we're at the lab at Puyesh Daru facilities. What goes on here? Because this is not the production line. What is the lab here used for?
همونطور که عرض کردم، آنچه که ما به عنوان ماده مؤثره و محصول نهایی در شرکت تولید می‌کنیم، کیفیتش باید بر اساس استانداردهای مرجع بین‌المللی تایید بشه. این کیفیت در واقع بر اساس مونوگرافیه که هر دارو در فارماکوپه داره و بر اساس اون لیست آنالیزها و تست هایی که در فارماکوپه ارائه شده بر روی تک تک محصولات در واقع انجام میشه و کیفیت فراورده در مقایسه با استانداردهای مرجع در واقع بررسی و تایید میشه.
So essentially, this is a quality control lab that samples the drugs before becoming a finished product, or even after they become a finished product, at various stages of the drug making, to see at every stage if it is, and you cross-reference the test results to the international guidelines, right? I think I have a basic understanding of the operations that go on here, and I think now would be the time to check the production line for some of these drugs. So thank you very much, Dr. Azadi. Let's go check the production line out. So I'm here with Mohammad Tadashkhani, the supervisor of the finished product line here, and this is the clean room. So I have to, you know, like always, dress for the occasion. But this one was probably the most thorough one. I had to go through a number of change of clothes to get here. Mama, can you help me with this?
Yes, of course.
All right. I've been here for like 30, 40 minutes trying to dress for the occasion. But once we get this done, I want to take a look at what they are actually making here, and Mohammed is going to help with the explanations.
You're perfect. We can go inside.
So I've heard that you have 4 product lines here, and this is the first one. So what am I looking at here?
Here in Puyesh Daru company, we have 3 different and separate lines, which we produce different kinds of drugs. And for example, in this line, first of all, we are preparing our solutions, and after that, we do the filling at the end of the line. Yeah, in the vials. Here is our vial line. We have 3 different lines. Also,
this is the other one?
The second one, the second one is our cartridge line.
Okay. So
from preparation until the end to the filling.
Right, so these are directly sent to the end consumer, which are the hospitals or pharmacies?
Yes, of course.
Right, okay, so what else do we have? Okay.
We're heading to the third room. Here but I think it's better to go inside.
Okay. So do I press
No,
the
no, please
button?
go.
Okay. So
You can pass the bench. We change your slippers.
Let's check out the third production line. This is it, I
Yeah,
guess.
here is our third production line. As you can see, you can film here this PFS formulation room, pre-filled syringes.
Okay.
These syringes are ready to use.
All right, and you know, they're multi-purpose syringes. They can be.
Yeah, there are multi-purpose syringes
Right.
for different diseases, for different
Okay. And
usages.
the last one.
And the last one, as you can see here, is our ampoule line.
All right. For injections for the curing diseases. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here is the preparation room. The filling room is at the other side.
So the vials are filled here, and then they're sent to the
Not the vials, the ampoules.
the ampoules. Okay, the ampoules are filled here, and they are sent for packaging and sent directly to the
Yes.
end consumer.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much, Mohammed, for the information.
Okay, you're so welcome.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on with the rest of the program. To find out about the actual products and the types of medicine that are being produced here, I have to ask the manager of the production lineup of Puyesh Daru, Dr. Arvine Ansari. So the first question that I have is, can you tell me about the different product lineups that you have, the different production lines that you have here?
4 شکل دارویی اینجا تولید میشه که شامل ویال هستش، کارتریج هستش، سرنگ یا PFS هستش، سرنگ های قابل تزریق و آمپول. در خط ویال ما در واقع یک سری از داروهایی که به عنوان مثال هورمون رشد رو تولید میکنیم و هورمون های جنسی برای درمان نازایی. در خط کارتریج ما اولین تولید کننده پن‌های انسولین‌های پن هستیم. در خصوص سرنگ‌های آماده تزریق که به اسم اختصاری PFS ما میشناسیمشون، فرض بکنید که در واقع پرفیلد انوکسوپارین رو داریم که برای رقیق کنندگی خون هستش که این بیس شیمیاییه.
So how has the reception for these drugs that you make been in the domestic market? How has your market share been?
خب پویش دارو مارکت خودش رو داره و فکر میکنم جزو شرکت‌های داروسازی در زمینه بیولوژیک هستش که خیلی مطرحه در بازار و از نظر منی که مدیر تولیدش هستم جزو بهترین شرکت‌هاییه که از نظر داروهای بیولوژیکی در بازار مطرح هستش.
Dr. Ansari, thank you very much for the information. Let's get back to the rest of the program. So they have some really strict measures here. I have to wear another layer of these particle-free overalls because, you know, in the production lineup, they make drugs that are going to be directly sent to the consumer. So as not to infect the drugs that are being made, we have to be like extra cautious. So I'm going to wear another layer of these. I can't imagine having to do this every time I want to have lunch or get out of this clean room. These guys here probably have to do it like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times whenever they come here every day. I can't imagine having to do that. That only took about 15 minutes. So now that I'm ready, let's see what we are working with. Oh, there's another layer of alcohol, so in the essence of being extra cautious. All right.
شما میری یا همینجا؟
So this product lineup actually is where they make the growth hormones, the somatropine. Yeah, I think that's the name, somatropine. And what they make here is meant for people who have, trouble getting their bone structure to where it needs to be. Because, you have seen probably some people who, at their age, especially in their early teens, haven't grown enough, especially compared to their peers. They're shorter than their peers, and they use this hormone. They inject this hormone to get to the desired height, especially similar to their peers. Now, there's another, use for this hormone, which is less savory. Some bodybuilders also use this hormone to, gain some musculature, which is a really bad idea, but they do it anyway because in the long term they're going to have some adverse effects. But yeah, these are the growth hormones, and they have some really important uses, but also some rather unsavory uses. The reason for the super strict measures in the production line is because there cannot be a particle that is larger than 22/100th of a micron in these pre-filled syringes, which they have filled in the production lineup. So they have actually filled it with nitrogen inside, and because some of these solutions that they fill in these syringes can actually chemically react with the air. So they use a neutral gas, such as nitrogen. And also they put a stopper here so that nothing can go inside, and that's why we can actually get by with not changing our overalls. This will do in this environment. So then, even with those strict measures, they have to do an additional level of visual inspection to check if there may have been a particle that is larger than it should be in these syringes with this machine, which does the visual inspections through different cameras, lenses, and lights emitting through these syringes to check for the particles, check for the correct amount of dosage, and whether or not there's a crack, there's a cosmetic damage in these syringes. And if they, for example, if there's a particle, it will be rejected through here. If the dosage isn't the right amount, through here. If there's a cosmetic damage, it'll be rejected through here. But if the syringe actually passes the visual inspection, then it will go through another stage, the final stage, before being packaged and ready to be sent, which I will show you in just a second. This is the final step. So once these syringes go through the visual inspection, of course, all of their products here that we mentioned, 4 different product lineups, all of them have to go through visual inspection. Once the visual inspection is done, they bring them here, they make it go through this machine, which installs the plungers on the stoppers. The stoppers have already been installed. The environment inside the syringe is sterile already. They just install the plungers on it, they screw it on top of the stopper, and then this is ready to be labeled and then ready for packaging. And that is the final step before they send it to hospitals and the people who actually need it. So I was just there where they labeled this syringe, and they bring all of them here for the final packaging process. They run it through this blistering process. So they put them basically inside the packages. They put the medical papers on the package, and then they seal it, ready to be shipped. But there's another final stage of quality control before they actually ship it to the hospitals and pharmacies. The final stage of quality control being they take samples from the finished product. Of course, there have been a lot of other quality control processes that I showed you. But then there's another final quality control stage, which is from the finished product. So they take some samples from the finished products before they are shipped, and they run some other tests on it, from physical checkups, chemical tests, and sterility tests. And then after the lab has given the okay for the quality of these final products, then they are ready to be shipped. So thank you for joining us on our quest today to check out some of these really simple looking medical products. But as you can see here, the process of making them is anything but simple. Either way, thanks for staying tuned. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Iran Tech.